I know I look about 17 with this hairstyle, but this is a testimony of a great black father, Israelite dad, because there's a notion that um, black men in general are of no or little value or are irresponsible or can't be worth much due to their actions of how society portrays us. Now, my upbringing, my dad actually passed from I was 2 years old. I'm now 28. And it always amazed me how by the time I moved back to the area he was from, I was age 20, and a lot of people was not over the fact that he died. And I found that very weird because most of the time when people die, they get upset, but after a while, they get over it. After a while, you hear them stop talking about that person who died. Eventually, even sometimes family, eventually that person stops being talked about. But my dad, this isn't family members. This is just people who lived in the local area of South London. And everyone would always talk about him. They couldn't get past it. And even hearing other people talk about other people saying this person can't get past it. And it was weird. But his how he was responsible. He would work not too long hours, but work. My mum was a stay-at-home mum, had a two-bedroom house in a nice part of London, Surrey Keys to be exact. And I found, sorry, I look away from the camera a lot when I'm trying to remember things, but I found that his belief system was to follow the law of the Old Testament as well as Christ. And he was quite a strong personality, black man, but strong in the right way. He weren't wrong and strong, he was right and strong, which is very rare to see, even in his time. His thing is, if you're doing nonsense around him, he's pulling you up on site. And you can't come near my house and smoke your weed. You can't come near my house and sleep around. Is he wasn't just a dad to us, even for the short time and he was alive for. Died at age 31. He was like a upstanding member of a community, and not just in his neighborhood. It extended to his old neighborhood as well, which is about 2 3 miles from, say, about 2 miles from where we were. So he was a big imprint. Always would give his last to help other people out, even though a lot of people he'd help out wouldn't appreciate it. And he was valuable. Some people try and contest him, but he's never bending. Because if he knows he's right, why bend? You know what I mean? He had 4 children. Two of my older sisters, one of my younger sisters, and yeah, it was pretty impressive to see or to hear. Well, most of it I heard of that example, or through the lives of how he touched the people around him, saw the living proof of what he done, and it was amazing because I don't really know many men who have that track record. Um, he had, if I remember correctly, almost photographic memory, but he used most of it for scriptures, and it was impressive. He didn't grow up having value for himself, but he always had some value for God. And one thing I understood is that led to the end result of his life of being there for us and so many people in the time he was alive. Because I realized majority of the problems Israelite men or black men face is the fact that we do not value the Creator, and therefore it's impossible to value ourselves. And I think that's the main area of the fall down of where everything is collapsing from. Because a lot of the pathologies or mindsets which are destructive would easily be automatically deleted just by that bit. And if you value your Creator, you're forced to value yourself. So you're not going to do something that doesn't replicate your worth. You know what I mean? Like, my mom was always a God-fearing woman, so he picked a woman of the same race who's God-fearing. Um, he wouldn't even let my mom wear makeup because he liked her how she was. He liked her for her natural state. He liked her in her purest form. They both weren't perfect, but they would try for each other. You know what I mean? Um, in this day and age, the personality of my dad would be seen as a negative or toxic masculinity because he doesn't stand for people doing nonsense that don't judge me culture. He's not hearing that. He's like, if you know better, do better. It doesn't mean that is it. Like, he's not going to argue with you. He's not going to go back and forth. He's going to let you know what you're doing and you need to stop doing it. And that's the end of it. There's no further arguments. He's not someone who wastes his time quarreling with people. He just lets you know how it goes and you got to live with it because he ain't bending. You know what I mean? And I think these are the traits that are very important to have. I didn't grow up having most of these traits because obviously he passed. So growing up, I was influenced by, well, my mother, the church, and the other women. And majority of my life, this information, what I'm telling you now, was hidden from me. Because it was, in their eyes, it wasn't seen as good. So it was only when I got to a certain age and was seeking God, higher, I saw that this is what I need to be doing. And then only when I turned out to start being exactly the same way as him, then the information came out that that's how my dad was like. And they saw it as a bad thing. They saw it as me turning out how my dad was a bad thing to do. But the reality of the neighborhoods he was a father to obviously showed the opposite. That it's not a bad thing, that it's a good thing, and people still need this, want this, and would appreciate this and love this, even though it will be explained as toxic masculinity. But it's needed because if we don't value our God and value ourselves, no one will and no one can. Even if they want to, they can't. So even there's a woman out there, Cynthia G, she does come up with some good information, but I feel like a lot of these traits are the answers, as in not from saying my dad is the answer. I'm saying the information. Pick up your Bible, value your God. It's not a white, everyone knows it's not a white man's book by now. Value your God, keep the law of the Old Testament and follow Christ. Because that forces you to value your God, value yourself, and in turn you can value each other and value your women, that you can actually look after them and do everything for them because you understand they reflect you.